Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always exciting to dig into some new ideas.
And today we're going to be looking at this idea of finding your why when it comes to work and careers.
Definitely a hot topic these days.
It really is.
Mhm.
And we found this podcast episode called Finding Your Why Purpose in Career Choices. It's from a show called The Pathway to Work. And I gave it a listen earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I was so struck by this idea that, it's not just about getting a job.
Right.
It's about your purpose, like that deeper meaning behind what you do professionally.
It's like the difference between someone who, is just going through the motions at work just for that paycheck.
You're just grinding it out.
Exactly. Versus someone who just absolutely loves what they do. They're lit up by their work, like someone who's passionate about teaching and finds that deep meaning in shaping young minds.
You know what? That reminds me of a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
He was in finance, making a killing, but he was so unhappy.
Wow.
And finally, he just realized his true passion was working with animals. So he made a complete career switch.
Yeah.
He's a vet tech now.
At times.
Way less money.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him happier.
See, and that's what's so powerful about purpose.
Right.
It brings this incredible sense of fulfillment that goes beyond just a paycheck,
Yeah. It's not just about the money.
Exactly. And it's not just about happiness either.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, it's about motivation, too. When you have that clear sense of purpose,
Uh-huh.
you find that drive to push through those tough times, those moments when you might otherwise feel like giving up.
It's like that extra fuel.
Exactly.
So I want to ask all of you listening out there, think about a time when you felt incredibly satisfied with your work.
Yeah.
What was it about that specific task or project that made it so meaningful?
Hold on to that feeling.
Because we're going to break down some practical steps from this Pathway to Work podcast that can help you uncover your purpose.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so where do we even begin?
Well, the first step is all about reflecting on your core values.
Okay, value.
These are the principles, that are really at the heart of your decision-making, the things that truly matter to you.
So give me an example.
Sure. So, for example, maybe integrity is a core value for you, meaning you really strive for honesty and ethical conduct in everything you do. Or maybe creativity is a driving force for you, pushing you to find innovative solutions and express yourself in unique ways.
I love those examples. I think a lot of people would say things like making a difference or helping others are core values for them.
Right.
But it's got to be deeper than that.
Right, absolutely. To make it more concrete, try writing down 3 specific causes or issues that you deeply care about.
Okay.
This could be anything from environmental sustainability, to promoting access to education or advocating for animal welfare.
Really anything that gets you fired up.
Exactly. What issues make you want to take action,
I love that. So we've identified our values. What's next?
Next, we tap into those passions and interests.
Okay. Getting into the fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly. What activities make you completely lose track of time?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so this is where we get to have some fun. Make a list of 5 things you genuinely enjoy doing and don't censor yourself.
No judgment.
Exactly, even if they don't seem career-related at first glance.
Okay.
Write them down. Maybe you love gardening or playing a musical instrument or writing short stories.
I think sometimes we dismiss our hobbies as just, hobbies.
Right.
Without realizing they could hold clues to our purpose.
I agree with you.
Like maybe you love gardening because you're passionate about environmental sustainability, or maybe playing music is connected to a desire to bring joy to others.
Right, and it's all about connecting those dots and seeing how those seemingly unrelated passions might actually align with your values and point you toward a fulfilling career path.
I like it. Okay, so we've got values, passions. What's next?
So next step is to identify, the skills you possess that can really make an impact. Ask yourself, what am I good at that benefits others or helps solve problems?
Okay, but what if someone's not really sure what their most impactful skills are? Like, what advice would you give them?
That's a great question.
Some people might be really good at something and not even realize it's a valuable skill.
That's true. I'd say start by, reflecting on past experiences where you felt successful or received positive feedback.
Okay.
What strengths did you demonstrate in those situations? It could be anything from strong communication and problem-solving skills to creative thinking or, the ability to empathize with others.
So look back at your successes.
Exactly. You can also ask friends, family, colleagues for their perspectives on your strengths,
Oh, that's a good idea.
They might see talents in you that you haven't fully recognized yourself.
Yeah, fresh perspective.
Exactly.
So we've talked about values, passions, skills. What's next?
Now let's get Visual. Close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
And picture your ideal work environment. Are you working solo or as part of a dynamic team
Okay.
in a bustling corporate setting or a community-focused nonprofit?
Cool.
Do you see yourself in a role that's more creative or analytical?
I like that.
Yeah. Think about your own aspirations. Do you envision yourself thriving in a fast-paced startup environment or a more established organization? Does your ideal workday involve collaborating with a team or working independently on focused projects?
I'm getting so many ideas just thinking about it.
Me too.
I love how you emphasize that it's not about fitting into some predefined mold,
Right.
but about creating a work life that truly resonates with who you are.
Absolutely.
But I imagine this whole finding your purpose thing can feel pretty daunting for some people.
Of course.
Like, where do you even begin to put all these pieces together?
You're right. It can feel overwhelming at first.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Finding your purpose doesn't have to be this massive, overwhelming undertaking,
Okay.
The Pathway to Work podcast actually encourages us to start small and experiment.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this experimentation thing.
So it could be as simple as volunteering for a cause you believe in, mentoring someone, or dipping your toes into a new field through online courses or workshops.
Okay.
Think about it as gathering data points, Each experience will give you valuable insights into what you enjoy, what you're good at, and what truly aligns with your values.
I like it. Like, try it before you buy it.
Exactly.
It's like a test drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, speaking of real-life examples,
Oh, yeah.
the Pathway to Work episode actually shares this really inspiring case study about a guy named David who went through this whole process of finding his why.
Oh, I love a good case study.
Yeah, and his story totally made this whole concept click for me.
So tell me about David. What was his story?
Well, David initially went down what many would consider a successful career path,
Traditional success.
Yeah, he landed this high-paying finance job, the kind that looks impressive on paper, but he felt completely empty inside, like he was just going through the motions.
Just a cog in the machine.
Exactly, and it really speaks to that idea that purpose isn't about chasing what society deems successful or seeking external validation,
Right.
It's about tuning into that internal compass that guides you towards what truly aligns with your values and passions.
It's like that saying, you can be rich and miserable or poor and happy.
Right.
But ideally, we find a path that brings both financial stability and deep fulfillment.
Exactly. And that's what's so inspiring about David's story. He didn't just settle for a life of quiet desperation. He started doing some soul searching, exploring his interests, reflecting on his values, and eventually he had this aha moment.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, he realized his true passion was in teaching and helping others, specifically working with kids.
Oh.
He'd always loved mentoring younger family members and volunteering at his local community center, but he'd never considered it as a career path before.
That's so interesting. So what did he do? Did he just quit his finance job and become a teacher overnight?
He didn't make any rash decisions.
Wow.
He started small, just like we were talking about earlier, He took some night classes on education theory, volunteered at a local after-school program, and even started tutoring a few kids in his neighborhood.
Wow.
And through these experiences, he not only confirmed his passion for teaching, but also discovered that he was incredibly good at it.
That's awesome.
He had this natural talent for connecting with kids and explaining complex concepts in a way that made learning fun and engaging.
I can already see the light bulb going off over his head.
Yeah.
It must have been so rewarding to see those kids grasping new concepts and getting excited about learning. I bet that was way more fulfilling than crunching numbers in a cubicle all day.
It was a complete transformation. You could just see the passion radiating from him.
I love that.
And the cool thing is, his finance background actually came in handy when he decided to make the full career switch.
Oh, really? How so?
He used his analytical skills to create these innovative lesson plans and his budgeting know-how to secure grants for the school he ended up teaching at.
That's amazing. So he was able to bring some of his existing skills to his new purpose-driven career. It shows that you don't always have to completely abandon your past experiences.
Right.
It's more about finding ways to integrate them into a path that feels truly authentic to you.
Exactly. And that's where the Pathway to Work podcast introduces this really cool tool for crystallizing your purpose, crafting a personal mission statement.
Ooh, a mission statement.
It's like creating a roadmap for your career and life guided by your deepest values and aspirations.
Okay, so is this like those cheesy corporate slogans you see on motivational posters?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
This is about getting deeply personal and defining what truly matters to you.
Okay.
It starts with some serious introspection.
Hmm.
Ask yourself, what do I deeply care about? What am I exceptionally good at? And how do I envision making a positive impact on the world around me?
Those are some powerful questions.
Think back to the exercises we did earlier, identifying your core values, your passions, those skills that make you stand out. Now's the time to bring it all together.
So it's not just about what job you want. It's about who you want to be in the world.
Exactly. And the podcast provides this simple but effective template to help you shape your mission statement.
Okay, what is it?
It's, I want to use my skills to impact or outcome because why it matters to me.
Okay, I like that. Break that down for me.
So in the skills section, you'd fill in those talents we identified earlier, like your creativity, your problem-solving abilities, your leadership qualities.
Got it. And then the impact or outcome part would be the change you want to create in the world.
Exactly. So for someone like David, it might be to empower young people through education.
Okay, makes sense. And then the because part is where you connect it back to your core values.
Exactly. Why does making this impact matter to you? What's the deeper meaning behind your actions,
Right. So to continue with David's example, his full mission statement might be something like, I want to use my creativity and communication skills to empower young people through education because I believe knowledge unlocks potential and creates a more equitable world.
That's a fantastic example. It's concise, impactful, and clearly articulates the why behind the what. And here's the best part.
What's that?
A mission statement isn't set in stone.
Okay.
It can evolve and be refined as you grow and your goals shift.
It's like a living document that guides you on your journey.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
But even with a mission statement, I can imagine some people feeling stuck or unsure of how to translate their purpose into concrete career steps.
Sure.
What advice would you give them?
Well, the key is to remember that finding your purpose isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And this journey isn't just about your career.
Okay.
It can ripple outward to enrich other areas of your life.
Interesting.
It can influence how you spend your time, the relationships you nurture, the impact you make on your community.
So it's not just about finding the perfect job title.
Right.
It's about living a life that feels aligned with your deepest values and aspirations.
Exactly. And sometimes, the most unexpected experiences can lead to those aha moments of clarity.
Yeah, like what?
Maybe you stumble upon a new interest through a volunteer opportunity, or a conversation with a friend sparks a new passion you never knew you had.
That's so true. I know we've been talking about purpose in the context of careers.
Right.
But I'm already starting to think about how this applies to other areas of my life, like my relationships,
Yeah.
my creative pursuits, even how I spend my free time.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. When you start aligning your actions with your purpose, it creates this ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life.
That's powerful.
It can even make you more resilient in the face of challenges,
Oh, how so?
When you have that clear sense of why you're doing what you're doing, it gives you the strength to persevere through those difficult times.
Yeah, it's like having this inner strength that comes from knowing your why.
Exactly. And it's interesting you say that because research has actually shown that people who feel that strong sense of purpose in their work, they're not only more productive,
Oh, wow.
but they also report higher levels of job satisfaction and overall well-being.
Really?
It's like purpose fuels this positive cycle where you feel more motivated, you perform better, and that just reinforces your sense of purpose even more.
So it's not just some fluffy feel-good concept. There's actual science behind it.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's recap what we've learned today from our deep dive into finding your why from the Pathway to Work podcast.
Sounds good.
We talked about how purpose is that driving force, the why, behind our career choices. And it's not something that's just handed to you.
Right.
It takes some real introspection.
It does. It's about reflecting on our values, those core principles that guide our decisions, our passions, those things that light us up, make us lose track of time,
Yeah.
and those unique skills we bring to the table.
So finding that sweet spot where those three things intersect. And we learned that, finding your why isn't just about landing your dream job. It's about aligning your work with what truly matters to you.
Right.
And that alignment, it can lead to more than just a bigger paycheck.
Absolutely. It can bring that deeper sense of fulfillment, that
Yeah.
resilience to overcome challenges, and just a stronger sense of satisfaction with your life overall.
And even though this deep dive, focused on careers,
Yeah,
we saw how purpose can ripple outward into all areas of our lives,
it's true.
influencing our relationships, our hobbies, even how we approach challenges.
It's about living a life, that feels authentic and meaningful.
I love that. So here's a final thought for you all listening out there to ponder as you continue on your journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
How might uncovering your purpose impact not only your career, but also other areas of your life? Could it lead to deeper connections with the people you care about,
Maybe.
a stronger sense of belonging in your community, or even inspire you to pursue those creative passions you might have put on hold?
So many possibilities. Yeah.
Remember, your purpose is out there, waiting to be discovered. And who knows, maybe this deep dive has planted a few seeds that will blossom into something truly amazing.
I hope so.
Happy exploring, everyone.
Yeah.